Welcome, Aquarius, to your Aquarius February 2021 reading. It's great to see you. Great to see the subscribers back again. Do you know, I always love to see the subscribers. Much love and affection to you. We have the best fun here, don't we? It's like our club that we have going on here. It's like the secret of the internet, and it may well stay like that for some time to come. We shall see. But it's different. It's good, isn't it? And we enjoy ourselves and we have great fun and good insights into things that are going on. Now look, there's a card which I have for you from this deck, and so I'm going to use that at the top of the deck. I'm going to draw 5 cards incidentally, because that's all we're going to need, each of the cards. And the spread that we have, as you know, provides a great deal of information, specific information for you. So, but before I draw it, I know some people have asked, can they get clairvoyant readings with me? The answer is yes, you can. I do clairvoyant psychic readings, which uses some tarot, but it's mainly clairvoyant and playing cards and things. Just check out the information that's in the description box below, and you can see how easy it is for that to happen from wherever you may be in the world. But now, let's get the spread underway, shall we? I'm really excited to be doing this for you this month. I've got a good feeling about the things that are coming your way. So let's see if I'm right. Let's have a look here. There's Death. Well, that's a fantastic card to have. Beautiful imagery on this. This deck, incidentally, that's a Scorpio card. That's not one for you. What else is there here? The Hanged Man. And what a beautiful... Look, the imagery, the paintings on this are beautiful. This deck, incidentally, you can't get it anywhere anymore. It's that's the 9 of Wands. It's really like a collector's item now. I'm glad I've got it. A woman gave it to me who is, well, I guess you'd call her a witch. She said that it would have a great resonance with me, and I have to say it really does. So I think we're going to have a good reading here with you. You're going to love the art on it. But let's see what else there is coming through. Let's see, 9 of Coins, perfect. Why would you not want the 9 of Coins in that position? And what is there here? The 4 of Swords. Oh, look, this is great. Look, why don't you come down? Let's go and do this quickly now, shall we? Come down, sit down next to me. Let's have a look at the imagery on these cards while I do the reading for you. Now, next month's reading will be published on Wednesday, the 10th of February at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time. Now, I thought, as I mentioned in the introduction, that I'd show you this Aquarius card here. Now, you don't very often see an artist providing an Aquarius card. Not really going to talk about it. I thought I'd just give you a look at the image on it. I like it myself. For me, it really does speak to the Aquarian energy, I think. There you go. Now, let's get into the reading proper. Where shall we go? Well, you've got 2, 12, 13 in the major arcana. Let's have a look at this first card, which is the Hanged Man. Now, the Hanged Man. Well, first of all, the image really, as it's positioned here, this is the world tree, and this is a stylized figure, I would assume, of the god Odin, who hung upside down above a well for 9 days and 9 nights. The well was the well of Erd, or Weird, and because he wanted to know the secret of the runes, and these are depictions of the various Norse runes here. Actually, in some of my readings, the cards have runic figures, and I go into them, but I'm not going to do that today. Anyway, he then he hung upside down without eating or drinking for that period, and the runes floated to the surface of the well, and he was given the knowledge. Well, which is interesting because Neptune is the planetary association that I have with this, and Neptune is about new understandings, about breaking through, about breaking through boundaries. And this is, in a sense, your consciousness here is journeying into the astral realm, where it can receive spiritual nourishment. Now, You may have heard it said that we either let go voluntarily or we get hit on the head by the cosmic baseball bat. That would have happened to you, I guess, a few times. Well, the Hanged Man represents change of a more involuntary nature. He is immobilized, suspended, no longer in charge of his life. Now, most often when the card turns up, let me just have a look at it, in this top position here with death across it, and this Nine of Wands here and the Four of Swords there, what it's talking about is that the masculine principle, even though this is a male figure, the masculine principle needs to be released. And we all have, well, women, don't be alarmed, because you do have a masculine principle in you. It's just that the feminine predominates. And this is asking men to look more into the feminine attributes that they have. And again, same thing, don't be alarmed. You have overwhelmingly masculine attributes. Now, certainly there are times when the masculine principle is needed, but I don't think that this is one of them. Now, modern Western culture, in any event, and certainly in the subcontinent of India and in Pakistan as well, and in the Middle East, culture is built on the masculine values, of directing, initiating, making things happen. The person who is successful in the world knows how to get what he or she wants. Often it doesn't occur to us that there is a deeper rhythm that we might harmonize with, that the goals set by the ego self may be limited, or that the force which animates us and all of life is much more powerful than this small, striving self. We don't realize that if ego stops doing, then things can still get done. Being can act through you. Sometimes it takes a temporary suspension of the masculine ways to come back to the more feminine principles of receptivity, flow, allowing. When we surrender our personal will, we can harmonize with what is sometimes called universal will, or the will of the divine. Now, this is a time to let the mind be suspended, to learn to function in ways that maybe are as yet unknown. Perhaps what needs to be sacrificed are your ideas about how things should be. It is only when you allow yourself to be in a, I don't know, state that you can actually receive guidance. You don't need guidance, or are not open to it when you are charging ahead, pursuing your own agenda. The Hanged Man, I think, here can also represent a period of trial, which is often part of the initiation into a new way of perceiving and being. Now, it may be necessary for you to turn your world upside down, to shake you up and force you to see from another perspective. But you must let go of the ways that you've been conditioned to perceive in order to discover something more magical. This is a good time to stop trying to control things. It is an invitation to accept that you are not in control and to surrender into the flow. And if you get the cosmic baseball bat, you will have little choice. Although it may feel as if you are dangling helplessly in space, well, that's not true. Something is holding you. And this really is the time to discover what that is. Now, this is also a time here where I think that you can receive redemption in relation to any transgressions that may have been made in personal relationships. It's a time of setting things right and allowing things to move forward. A really positive energy to get you here. Now let's take the next. Well, this relates to it quite well, I think. Let's have a look. This is the child of the great transformers, the lord of the gate of death. It is Mars ruling Scorpio, Mars, that fiery, aggressive, masculine planet, here in its lowest form, which is necessary to provide the impulse to change. What do we see here is about, well, death and resurrection. That's a symbol, the resurrection thing. Transformation. Becoming free of old ensnarements and external changes as well. Now, there are some endings coming about. There's a feeling of mortality, perhaps a hearing of people's death. I'll talk something about death in a moment. Letting go of emotional attachments to things. And maybe in some respects it could be the end of one era or cycle that's been going on in your life. Now, something in your life is dying, dissolving, or disintegrating, whether it be a structure you have created, a pattern, or a habit, or a way of thinking about yourself and the world. This is necessary for new beginnings and transformation in your life. It is a period of great transformation, and I'm not surprised given that this card preceded it here. See, there are no coincidences. And it's a time, I think, of you also facing your darkest fears, perhaps, as you look to see how it is that you're going to be living going forward. Remember, though, that the darkest hour is just before the dawn. Now, in order to grow and abandon the old, death is your protection against stagnation, and you're forced to leave behind what you have outgrown. Yeah, really is a time of some major transformation here. I think where you are cutting through to the core of something and jettisoning the old, allowing the sunlight to come in and allow new things to grow. I think you are now ready to make the necessary changes in your life, so accept any pain that may come with the loss of the old, and ask yourself, to what outdated relationships or situations are you still clinging? Say to yourself, I let go of people and situations with ease and dignity. Every ending heralds the new beginning. I now say yes to death and yes to myself. Now, you know, there are some people who would want to know the secret of actual physical death. Well, really, how shall you find that unless you seek it in the heart of life itself? Because the owl, whose night-adjusted eyes are blind in the day, those eyes can't unveil the mystery of light. And if you would actually behold the spirit of death, open your heart wide into the body of life, because life and death are one, even as the river and the sea are one. In the depth of your hopes and desires lies your silent knowledge of the beyond. And like seeds dreaming beneath the snow, your heart dreams of spring. Trust the dreams, for in them is hidden the gate to eternity. And our fear of death is but the trembling of the poor man as he stands before the King, whose hand is to be laid upon him in hour. And isn't that poor man joyful, even though he's trembling with fear, that he should have the honor of the King? For what is it to die, really, but to stand naked in the wind and melt into the sun? And what is it to cease breathing, but to free the breath from its restless tides, that it may rise and expand and seek God unencumbered? Only when we drink from the river of silence shall we indeed sing. And when we have reached the mountaintop, then we shall begin to climb, and when the earth shall claim our limbs, then shall we truly dance. Now, to change the subject, let us get to, these are great cards here, but first of all, this is underneath this Hanged Man, and as you would expect, it also has something to do with it, because this is really about rest and contemplation in many respects here for you. This is, for me, the Lord of Rest from Strife. It is Jupiter ruling the third decan of Libra, 14th to the 22nd of October. Now, Libra tries to find balance in your life. The need for balance can induce unrest, and Libra can also induce indecisiveness. Jupiter gives you a period of rest from a difficult situation here. Jupiter, that great benefic, as well as opening your higher mind's flexibility, which is needed to resolve conflicts in life. Jupiter allows you to get these things sorted out and then move on. Your mind, I think, is negotiating some temporary resolution to things at the moment. But Jupiter in Libra suggests you being calm, centered, having clarity, also a sort of a spiritual cleansing, I think, and that's where this thing was coming in here as well. There's an integration, recuperation, a quiet consideration, and taking something of a break. Now, it may well be that you need to take some time out from what has been a stressful situation, even a holiday if you can, to recharge your batteries. Anyway, a mental health break. If something's giving you stress and aggravation, just put it aside and relax away from it. Now, conflicts don't go away, but time out from them is needed. Make the most of the mental health break, but don't put off what needs to be dealt with. As if you do that, if there are unavoidable things, then they can only just grow and become bigger or more challenging. But you should trust your intuition to know when enough rest is obtained by you. And make the most of this break to be at your strongest when you need it to face the issues which are at hand. You have enough inner clarity at this time, I think, to successfully carry out your plans. Be sure at all times that you feel good about what is happening, and really ask yourself what supports or what hinders your clarity. Check your surroundings and rearrange them to support calm and centeredness. And say to yourself, I am at peace within myself. Now, it is true that these internal and external changes that have been referred to by the Hanged Man and the Death card here, and the temporary respite, I think, which has been given here by the Four of Wands, they require some energy. They require you to do things. Things aren't just going to happen by themselves. You can go along with the flow with respect to something, as we were talking about here. But there will be some things where you do need to let go, make a conscious decision to let go. It may even be just a mental decision to let go. And the question is, are you going to be up to the task? Well, this here is, for me, the Lord of Great Strength. Now, this is the moon ruling the second decan of Sagittarius, 3rd to the 12th of September. In the 9 here, in the numerology, I have the moon associated with the number 9, mystically. And so the moon refers to things that are deep, subconscious, under the surface. So we have a double lunar influence, as the moon rules both the moon in Sagittarius and it rules the numerology. Now, the types of things that are coming through here is that you are going to certainly have, well, what I would call power gained through unifying conscious and unconscious energies, a wholeness, a determination, strength of character, courage under fire, and defending what you have worked for. And with the influence of the moon, this double moon influence here, you'll be able to reach into yourself and discover new depths of strength and power that you never thought you had. Now, you may encounter obstacles, of course, but the point is that you will have the strength to overcome them. Now, when this Nine of Wands turns up in this position here, with Death and the Hanged Man sitting like that, it's unmistakable for me. It says that you can be reassured that you have what it takes to get by, even in times of difficulty and stress. Inner strength is going to rise up and guide you towards your goals. And in the process, you're going to learn a lot more about yourself and your abilities, and gain a new all-round perspective which is going to bring security and self-confidence. You are in the process, clearly, of discovering your real strength. So trust your inner guide. You may want to take part in groups which can help you develop and unfold your potential. Are you a little afraid of your own strength? In what areas in your life does this fear come up? Maybe pay attention to your dreams at this time also. This is about endurance here. You've got the ability to endure and to move through to success. And say to yourself, I know more and more clearly who I am. This recognition leads to the full development of my potential strength. And as if to hammer home the good message that's for you, here is this card here, the Nine of Coins, which is for me the Lord of material gain. Now, why is it material gain? Well, because for me it's Venus ruling the second decan of Virgo, that 3rd to the 12th of September. Well, Venus, planet Venus, it's concerned with love and money. And these are both expressions of your values, your pleasures, your tastes, and so on, aren't they? Well, you'd be mad if they weren't. And what Venus is saying here, that if your heart is pure and you follow your heart, your life can only gain from this, and good fortune will attend your material affairs. So this is growth, gain, good bonds of love here, great degree of wisdom coming about within you, and creativity. And understand that the more you give, the more you receive. There is reward for your efforts, realizing your goals. There's the foundations here of financial and personal independence being built up, which in time will lead to material security and self-sufficiency. Projects, situations, and relationships are going to produce material gain, which is things to do with your standard of living, how you enjoy life. It's your love of life. That's what's gaining here. Yeah, this isn't wealth, but certainly when you look back in 12 months from now, you'll go, I'm a lot better off now than I was back then. There's also a sense here of real karmic reward for you, that it's as if it's about time that some joy and happiness is coming into your day-to-day life. It's a general period of improvement in all the areas of your life. Look, if you're involved in lawsuits, I think that they will be settled, and they'll be settled favorably. There's the chance of a gift, of something of value coming your way. And certainly good luck and good management of your financial affairs. Remember, if your knowledge and creativity are filled with love, you will gain from all situations in life. The more deeply you are engaged, the more comprehensive your insights will be. Do you know what is the highest goal in your life? And check carefully whether that which you call gain is in full harmony with your ultimate goal. And say to yourself, everything that happens today serves my growth, because it does. The more I give, the more I will receive. What a fantastic, fascinating spread for you, Aquarius. Good job. That's the way it is for you this month. Well, I thought that was a fascinating reading, didn't you? It was great, very exciting, very interesting information coming through. Lots of things to think about, lots of things to prepare yourself for, and get things going, because you have got everything going for you. And there is actually one thing that I need to say, and it's this: make sure, look, if you did like the video, please do hit the like button. It does help the YouTube algorithm somehow or other. The YouTube gremlins do things, or elves. They go and do some stuff, and I'd appreciate that. But in the meantime, and until I see you again next month, remember one thing and one thing always, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.